Aloha, snack bar, everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever the heck in the world you are. It's the one, the only, the notorious ape back with my main man, the denizen of the airwaves, the uncanny one, CJ. And it's that time again for Mornings with V and CJ. With that being said, check us out on roguemoney.net. Also follow us on Twitter at The Rogue Money, as well as The Rogue Money Facebook. And also, guys, check out our sponsor. If you are having some issues with debt, you need some help with your credit, you need that reset button hit on your life, you need those creditors to stop calling you, check out myfreedomnow.us. With that being said, CJ, what is going on, bro?
Hey, good morning, V. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm trying to get this bulletproof coffee. I'm trying to chug it down as quick as possible, bro. Trying to get caffeinated here.
Yeah, I'm on my second cup and getting fired up, and of course the weekend's here, so it's always a great day to get just supercharged and ready to take on the
Yeah.
world, V.
That's it, brother. And there's nothing like a good cup of Java to put you in the right path.
Yeah, yeah. So very interesting news cycle the past 24 hours.
Man, oh man. Where do we begin?
Well, this whole James O'Keefe with dropping some serious truth in regarding to CNN,
Yeah.
some really good stuff. My question is, those people are so delusional. Are they even gonna even believe it, or do they even really care?
You know what, man? I think the mentally deranged left wouldn't care. They're just emotional. There's no logic with these idiots. They think they talk smart, but they don't. These are the R selective individuals of the world. These are the ones who just cannot progress in society. For the dregs of society that are on the left, no, they won't get it. But the rest of them, the legitimacy of anybody who has a critically thinking brain or with two brain cells to rub together, would realize there's no way you could support mainstream media. Dude, see, what's detail? Just a tiny percentage, a tiny bit of what O'Keefe just dropped.
Sure. So these 119 hours obviously come from someone that was working on the inside of
Yeah.
CNN, that was recording, before you go live with there's editors that are speaking in regards to the news, basically telling their anchors and their reporters what to report.
Oh,
He's basically so a couple examples I'll give you. So number one is in regards to climate change. That CNN was 1,000% in bed with climate change, and they regarded anyone that denied climate change as a naysayer, as probably almost an enemy, as an enemy of the state. So they basically told their reporters, hey, you're going to say this, there's no discussing it, this is what we're going to report. This that was one. Second one in particular had to do with polls and reporting in the polls. And they had reported one poll. It was an internal poll, and it was before a major event. And I apologize, I can't specifically remember what the event was, but the poll that they released was very skewed in favor of Hillary, obviously, which they continuously did throughout the election. Those polls were so rigged. This person, this whistleblower, she stated numerous times to this editor and said, hey, listen, there's this going on. There's also conflicting polls. There's a Rasmussen poll. There is also this poll. And basically said, well, we're not going to use those polls. We're going to use our polls because, really at this point, you're not going to influence. So basically what CNN reports is basically the ideology of their editors and their upper management.
Yeah,
is basically what's going on. They're just, all they do are just regurgitating things that they're programmed to say and things that they want us programmed to believe.
absolutely.
Yeah. So let's take us, for example, V. When we prepare for our morning show, we may, share articles and this and that, but do we ever talk before and say, hey, this is how we're going to present this article, this is how we're going to present this? Oh, absolutely not. We don't do that crap.
No, our reporting's off the cuff, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And then more importantly, we want our listeners to take what we say and go do their own research. But that's not what these fools want, V.
No, they don't want that at all, man. They look. It was only a few years ago. You can Google search this. Pentagon spends, I think it was $200 million planting fake news, creating fake news with mainstream media news outlets. I think it was like $254 million they spent creating and concocting stories that shapes Americans' worldview. The whole entire, ISIS came out of nowhere. Come on, man. Bin Laden is dead, and we gave him a Muslim burial in the ocean. It's just insane, stupid crap like that, where the only a simpleton. See, they did this to create a childlike mind. And most Americans, most people in this country, okay, a lot of people, they're still in a childlike state because they have childlike pursuits. Okay, their pursuit. I mean, they're so wrapped up in the what can gratify them at the moment, or they're or they're just too wrapped up in their careers or whatnot. These are just very simple basal pursuits. They don't think with their higher levels of their brain, and at the same time, these idiots at the same time think that they're just superior. They're the achiever. They're nothing. They're nothing, and thus they're talked to in a childlike level, and they, like children, believe it.
Right, right. And it just goes to show you example is how the clickbaits with how most people on their social feeds, whether it's Twitter or Facebook, that it's a proven fact that most people only read just the opening headline before they even, and they make an opinion based upon just the headline. They don't read it. They don't research it, V.
Nope,
So it's no wonder these idiots are getting away. And you nailed it. As far as, these people are just so brainwashed. They're so absorbed into their comfort zone of not wanting to know the truth.
Yep.
But I'm glad our listeners are engaged. I'm glad our listeners are awake and understand the truth of what is really happening out there. And it is a war. Yesterday at CPAC, I always forget his name from Steve Bannon. Yeah, Steve Bannon. They came out and they were talking, and he doubled down. He's like, right now, the CNN is acting as a political party. They're acting as another political organization, and that is just so true.
Yeah, 1,000%. It's so blatant to say that there's no media bias. I mean, you're crazy. Look at that idiot Don Lemonhead. Don Lemonhead from CNN should actually be. Someone should take him, drop him in the middle of Rinkeby in Sweden or in Malbo, and he can get raped. But he might actually like that. But the point is, here's this guy denying actual stats and statistics. A simple YouTube search will show you the insanity of what's happening in Sweden. These people they're agenda pushers, man. That's what these people are, agenda pushers.
Yeah, they are. They are. So basically what O'Keefe has done with Project Veritas, he's dropped all these videos, files on their website, and he's kind of doing it WikiLeaks, where he's encouraging, everyone to go listen through these. I mean, there's hours upon hours, so you can imagine the information that is there. So for our listeners, go check it out. Go visit to their website. If you hear or see anything that you'd like for us to review or cover, just drop us an email or post here in on our chat, and we'll go research it and see what we can figure out. But yeah, it's all up there, and my hat's off to O'Keefe, and I really hope that this is one of those things that's kind of a death blow to CNN.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. Which, well, also speaking about a death blow, I hear Vault 7 is on its way, bro.
Yeah, so WikiLeaks, this mysterious Vault 7 that they've referred to, and they keep talking about, and they've published, several pictures related to a lot of different things. So what is Vault 7, and what specifically are they going to be releasing when this information comes out? So again, is it the French election? Was it a lot of speculation of what's there, but what I can tell you is that WikiLeaks has a proven track record for sharing information that they filter out. They don't release everything if they don't feel that it's accurate or whatever. So I don't think that they've had any reports or anything that they had to come back and retract as not being factual. So I'm excited to see what exactly they're going to be releasing, V.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm for sure thinking that what they're going to prove with the leaks of Vault 7, it's the 1-2 punch. It's O'Keefe and Project Veritas coming with the left hook, and then WikiLeaks is going to lay these guys out with a right uppercut. And I think that's what Vault 7 is. Vault 7 is going to show that, number one, it wasn't a Russian leak that got Podesta's emails out there. It was going to be another source. It could probably be linked to that that kid named Seth whatever, who dropped dead mysteriously in DC.
Right.
It could definitely link back to also more of the Hillary stuff. Okay. And also, with that being said, the cocaine import agencies meddling in not only the French election, but they're meddling in so many elections in so many countries in the last 50 years. That's what we were in the business of regime change, and we've been doing it for the last 50 years and doing a piss poor job about it in the last, 50 years or so. But, when you look at the wake of regime change, of U.S. foreign policy active abroad, you're talking about 50 countries 30 countries over 30 overthrown in 50 years. The body count is astronomical. Just the cause and effect. You're talking millions dead. Okay, that's all we can guess. Millions dead from the ramifications and the side effects of these types of covert actions, man. There's always a price to pay with these types of regime changes. And you think that the cocaine import agency and the Wonder Boys over there, that they know that they would know better, that they'd have some sort of sanctity of life. But this is what happens. This is what happens. All of this happens. Like for instance, man, when a lipdart says, "Oh, the reason why there's a genocide in Darfur is because of climate change." I mean, that's the most insane thing in the world, CJ. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the reason for stuff like, 30 democratically elected countries being overthrown in 50 years, I'm not gonna say that's climate change. I'm gonna say that's what happens when you have fractional reserve banking. That's what you have when you have a debt-based economy that relies on constant expansion without production. And this is the type of crap that happens. You seek empire until you overheat and implode. It's happened in every time in history. Happened with the Greeks, happened with the Romans, happened with the Brits. Now it's our turn.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So Vault 7, is it going to be a lot more information, emails, communication coming out of the 7th floor at the CIA? V, I'm not sure if you've watched it, but 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. If you haven't watched that yet,
Awesome.
I would, it's an awesome movie. I would really love to get understanding of what exact communications happened directly with.
We should get Chris Tonto Peranto on our show.
We should. Get the information, get it out, how they spun that narrative. Remember when they came out and they said that it was basically just a protest over an Islamic video that was released? I mean, come on.
Well, that's Hillary for you, man.
Exactly.
What does I hear that Elle magazine has some sort of a satire on Hillary's back?
Well, Hillary's back, and this is satire for everyone. But they're trying everything. They're throwing everything at the wall, and seeing what will stick against Trump. So right now, Elle magazine put out an article. It's called "Are They Going to Cast a Spell on Trump?" So they're actually asking, if people in witchcraft and these people are actually going to try to put a spell on Trump or not. So
good luck.
Witches, we need you. So I think this is Hillary. Coming out. She's finally unmasked to reveal her true identity as a witch.
It's hilarious. I think this is going to be her come out party. She's going to probably lead this incantation. After all, there's multiple times where this crazy psycho would go join a coven in LA, and God knows what the hell that they do. But the point is, this is stupidity, and it's not going to work whatsoever. People don't understand this whole move with Donald Trump, man. This is at the end of the day, it's a move of God. It really is, because globalism is beaten back on its heels, man, big time.
Absolutely. Yeah, so today marks the day where they're calling for a mass ritual of witches to cast a spell upon Donald Trump and all those that obey him. So it's going to be it's just crazy. These idiots that come up with these ideas, just pure stupidity.
Oh my God.
How about another stupidity and someone that you have to question their sanity?
Yes, the man of the year.
Oh my gosh, John McCain. I mean, this guy's got to go. I mean, he is just up there. He's a
criminal.
Oh my gosh, he is a criminal. And so now we have
effing criminal.
Yeah, so now we have more information coming out with regarding WikiLeaks that they've actually exposed, that he was actually illegally requesting campaign cash from the Russian ambassador, who, by the way, mysteriously died on Monday in New York City.
Oh, no, there's no coincidence there that Vitaly Churkin mysteriously died from a heart attack. It happens all the time.
Right. So this comes to us from True Pundit, and they just spell out here that back in 2008, when McCain was running against Obama, that he directly and illegally had propositioned Churkin in regards to donate to the McCain-Palin GOP ticket, which is just obviously, foreign countries can't get involved with U.S. election in terms of campaign money. So just completely illegal activities. You know, he's the one that's in bed with the Russians. He's the one that's in bed with ISIS in Syria. He's flying around the country doing these illegal acts. And I just cannot wait for, you know, Trump or
oh my God, they even have the freaking letter, bro.
Yeah,
proving it.
So I just cannot wait. I don't think you're going to see the leadership in the Senate, you know, bring about or try to do anything with McCain. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to take, you know, Trump again. And what the best weapon that Trump has right now is the truth. And he has got to go on the offensive with the truth, getting this information out. Let the American people are ready for it. They're begging. Good.
And WikiLeaks published the actual friggin' letter in response when Johnny McCain, the freaking guy who's got a cauliflower growing out of the side of his face, Johnny Insane in the membrane, seditious, traitorous McCain, is out there asking for money. The Russian response is, we have received a letter from Senator John McCain requesting financial contribution to his presidential campaign. Listen carefully, folks. In this connection, we would like to reiterate that Russian officials, the permanent mission of the Russian Federation in the United States, to the United Nations, or the Russian government, do not finance political activity in foreign countries. Period. This was released by WikiLeaks from October of 2008. This a-hole has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. John McCain's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. John McCain's got to go.
If we could record you doing that, V, we could make that like turn it into a song. We'll put some hip hop beats behind it. You know,
I'm game.
Thumping beat. We could do it. We could be on the top 20 playlist easily.
You know. Oh man, this guy, the cauliflower face, he's got to go, man. He's got to go. There is an operation to get rid of this guy. Let's see. Go if you read the American Maidan part 2, which I put up. There is a race, man. If Trump takes this idiot out, this idiot gets exposed. The whole operation. He is the key. This guy is the cornerstone of the entire operation against Trump. This guy falls or goes away, you're going to see it all come down. He is connected to everyone, and this a-hole will threaten to bring everyone down with him. So this is the guy you got to get.
Yeah, it all makes sense now, V. It truly does. You know, thinking back to 2008, because when Obama was elected that night, it was like a dagger in the back to me, and I specifically remember listening to McCain giving his concession speech, and I swear not, I think that he wrote his concession speech before he did. I don't even think he had a victory speech even written. So it makes perfect sense that he was the
shadow president.
He was a shadow, to run against. He kept. Remember, Sarah Palin was on the offensive. She was talking about Obama's ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. She was revealing all this information, and he kept telling her no. He's like, no, don't do that. We don't want to go there. We want to be nice through all this. Well, there was a reason, and it makes perfect sense now how he fits into this.
Yeah, he was supposed to throw the election for Obama.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yep, absolutely, 1000%, man. He's insane in the membrane, bro.
Definitely.
Know, it's crazy.
It is.
Anyway, I heard a North Korean dictator, the Sum Young Dung, is he's about to collapse. Sum Young Dung. Oh, what's his name? Kim Jong-un. I call him Sum Young Dung.
I saw that. I was like, who the hell is that? And then I'm like, oh, that's who it is.
Yeah. So regime change.
Break it down.
Yeah, regime change. Look, here's the deal. North Korea exists so long as China is deciding to keep it going. China has historically always seen North Korea as a buffer to South Korea and Japan. These are the Western proxies within China's sphere of influence. But recently, things have changed. Thanks to the New Silk Road, thanks to President Xi's efforts to bring about the One Road, One Belt initiative. What is happening in South Korea? What do? They want to integrate to the New Silk Road. Freaking Japan wants to integrate to the New Silk Road. So everybody wants to integrate to the New Silk Road and play nice, except for some young dung, some fresh dung, whatever his name is, some young fool, right? Kim Jong-un, whatever. Anyway, some fresh dung decides to fire off nuclear missiles whenever he wants to. Some fresh dung decides to go ahead and assassinate his own half brother, who's been running from him for a while. The funny thing is, his half brother is connected and protected by the Chinese. Number one, whenever he's in China, and number two, his half brother had a close relationship with his uncle, whom he also killed using anti-aircraft gun, shooting his uncle to death. His uncle was very well connected and had a great relationship with the Chinese, and now they're seeing that, okay, this guy's, Some Young Dong is absolutely out of his freaking mind. They decided to cut off the coal imports from North Korea, okay, into China. Now, some fresh dung, or some young dung, or some young fool, or some dumb guy, whatever you want to call him, um, he, okay, is reliant on coal exports because coal is their biggest GDP because they're such a pathetically stupid country. Now this puts a huge pressure upon him economically, and it starts the instability. China sees that they can either punish this guy or remove him. I think some fresh dung, his days are numbered. I think it's time to integrate North Korea and South Korea and let the people in North Korea enjoy the freedom that the South Koreans enjoy. There's a lot of work to be done, but some fresh dung and his retarded, army and sneakers needs to go, and it's got to happen. It has to happen quickly.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a breath of fresh air for
well, you got to look
Koreans?
You got to look at how his brother was killed, man. His brother was killed by using VX nerve gas. So in other words, this guy took a weapon banned by the UN as a weapon of mass destruction, smuggled it into an international airport in Malaysia, and then killed a guy. I mean, this guy's nuts. And the Malaysians are like, you just smuggled a weapon of mass destruction into our international airport. How did that even happen? It was a huge operation to get
huge.
His brother. Ridiculous, man.
I'm laughing, V, because I'm thinking of the movie, the Interview.
Oh, dude, I love that movie, man.
Isn't that an
I
awesome
love that movie. I love it.
I need to watch that again this weekend, but yeah.
I think that was great.
Great movie.
Yeah, Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So what's the future, man? The future industry, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, so very interesting report broke, and despite what came out of the press conference yesterday in the White House, you may have heard that they kind of mentioned that there may be some crackdown on recreational weed, but by far the administration does support medicinal, which by far, you're talking about probably 29 states now that are medicinal and maybe a handful that are recreational. But a very interesting report came out from Forbes, and there's a couple of different one's called New Frontier, and they're a pretty big firm in terms of investment, in terms of there's actually stocks now for the cannabis industry. But V, they're stating that by the year 2020, that marijuana or cannabis related industry will create more jobs in manufacturing by 2020.
You know what? There's yeah, why not? I think this is I mean, dude, you just can't look at it from just a medicinal aspect or a recreational aspect. There's industrial uses for hemp, industrial uses. So yeah, it's very, very well possible, bro. I think, dude, marijuana is the next big thing. That's what I told, when we had Josh Aiken on. I said, dude, you guys are the next Silicon Valley. You guys are the next boom.
Yeah, so just very interesting, that industry, and they're talking about a 17% growth, year over year, and that's probably being on the conservative side.
Absolutely. Cool. Yeah, absolutely, bro. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And that brings us to the end of the news, CJ.
Absolutely.
Give out your announcements, kind sir.
Yeah, so we've got some great stuff coming out this week, and I'm so excited, and I want to release it right now, but yes. we're gonna be sending an email blast to those that are subscribed on our roguemoney.net website. We have an interview we're releasing Saturday, and then today at 4:00 going live with us, we have Charles H. Smith from Of Two Minds will be going live with us this afternoon, and he has a brilliant mind. Sharp. Great insights, great information. So I'm excited to be having him with us this afternoon, B.
Yeah, me too, man. Having Charles Hugh Smith on is going to be fantastic. And with that being said, guys, I am the Majestic Ape. He is the 1-2 punch, the denizen of the airwaves, the one and only CJ. And we are over and out. Take it away.